Hi, my name is Anna Marie Jackson. I'm a technical writer, and I'd like to share with you what I recently learned about getting started with Databricks. Databricks is a data platform that has two free versions that you can use either to try out for your business or to practice your data skills on. Here's what I'll share with you today. I'll tell you more about what Databricks is. I'll tell you how to get the free community edition. I'll demo the Databricks Quickstart tutorial. I'll show you how to add your own data and code, and I'll give you an idea of what to look forward to. So what is Databricks? Databricks is a unified platform for data and AI. It provides reliable data engineering, analytics on all your data. It supports collaborative data science and the complete machine learning life cycle from experimentation to production, in the same platform from the same source of truth. As you get to know Databricks, you'll hear Apache Spark mentioned frequently. Apache Spark was the first unified analytics engine, and the founders of Apache Spark created Databricks. Apache Spark is embedded and optimized as part of the Databricks platform. Although Apache Spark is technically a separate open source entity, Databricks continues to be a very active contributor and proponent of Apache Spark. How do you get the free community edition? Go to Databricks.com and click the Get Started button. You'll be presented with two options. The Databricks platform has a lot of interesting features. It has a collaborative environment, unlimited clusters, a job scheduler, fully collaborative notebooks, integration with machine learning frameworks, advanced security, single sign-on, and integration with business intelligence tools. However, it's only a 14-day trial. So even if you're interested in this version, you might like to try the community edition first because it's available for an unlimited amount of time, and you can get to know the fundamentals there, which buys you a little extra time. And if your intention is only to practice your data skills on, you won't need Azure or AWS for the community edition. So to get the community edition, click the Get Started button and sign up to try Databricks. Databricks will send you a link to sign on to Databricks in an email. So sign up and you'll get your link and sign in to Databricks. The Welcome to Databricks page will open, and you'll also have a link to explore the Quickstart tutorial. So why don't we go there now, and I will demo the Quickstart tutorial for you. The Quickstart tutorial has instructions written up for you and some pre-made code available for you to run. However, you're not attached to a cluster, so you'll need to first attach to a cluster and then attach the cluster to your notebook. To create a cluster, go to the clusters icon. Let's open it in a separate tab for convenience. And I already have a Quickstart cluster running because I didn't want you to have to wait for it to spin up. So, but you would, if you didn't have one, you would click Create Cluster and type in Quickstart to get the Quickstart cluster. In order to use this tutorial, you'll need to select the version 6.3 with Scala 2.11 and Spark 2.4.4, and you would click the Create Cluster button again. When you go back to Databricks, you still won't be attached to it, so you'll need to select the cluster in order to attach it to your notebook. When you first get it, you'll see it spinning up with these circular dots, and that will take a minute or two, and once it's finished, you'll see a solid green circle, and that means you're ready to run your code. So to run your code, you have two choices. You can run all of it, or you can run it cell by cell by clicking here. Let's run all of the code. And you'll see Spark, the Spark job underneath. There's the Spark jobs. We're creating a table with a CSV file at this path, and we're displaying all the columns in the diamonds table. So here's the diamonds table with your ID column and various properties of the diamonds, the carat, the cut, color, clarity, and so forth. The next command manipulates the data and displays results. So you're selecting the color and the average price as the price from the diamonds table, and you'll group by the color and order by the color. So here's the price that you're displaying, and here's the group. Each color is identified by letters D, E, F, G, H, I, and J, and they're grouped by that and ordered by that. So this data is good for showing as a bar chart. You can choose among several different kinds of charts, but bar chart is probably the most appropriate for this data. You can check your various options of the chart. It is aggregated as an average, it's grouped, and you've displayed it as a bar chart. If you didn't have your X and Y labels shown, you could drag the color field into the keys field for the X value and the price label into the values field for the Y label, and there you have your chart. Now that you have a chart, you have some material to make a dashboard with. But let's get a heading for the dashboard that would be more appropriate than instructions for a tutorial. So let's click in this cell, and you can see that the code requested here is Markdown. The default code for this notebook is SQL, but you can change any particular cell to either Python, Scala, or R. And also you can write Markdown code. So MD would be for Markdown, and you would just enter your Markdown code. Let's call it diamonds. Average price by color. Click outside the cell, and you have a heading appropriate for a dashboard. To create the dashboard, well, you can either add one cell at a time to a dashboard, or you can select View Code and add the whole page to the dashboard. In this case, we only want a few cells to show. So let's click Add to Dashboard. And on the dashboard that's created, you'll see your heading. And for all objects in a dashboard, you have arrows on the bottom so that you can click and drag them and arrange them for display. Let's create a heading here. Now let's go get the table. We'll add it to untitled because we haven't titled the dashboard yet. And the same for the bar chart. And when we go back to the dashboard, we see that we have our dashboard. We can name it over here. As, let's see, average price by color. And then we can share it at File, Publish. Agree to publish it by creating a link. You can copy the link and send that to someone, and then they can click it in a browser. And they'll see your dashboard. So that's the basics that the Quickstart tutorial offers. They also show you some Python code, but we won't show that here today, just the SQL. Let's move on instead to creating your own notebook with your own data. So we'll go back to the welcome page, click the Databricks icon to go back to the welcome page, and let's create some data. So create some data. This is just one way to add data, but you could create your own data in a spreadsheet, like an Excel spreadsheet, and save it as a CSV file, comma separated values file. I already have it saved, so I won't save it, but you would save that. And then you would import it by clicking the Browse button. And searching for the customer's CSV file. We'll open that. It uploads. And notice that it's saved to File, Store, Tables, Customers. I've done this a few times, so it says 8, but you won't have the 8 there. So once you upload that, you can go back to your notebook, or back to the welcome page, rather, to create a notebook, and call that notebook anything that's reasonable for you. How about my first notebook? You have a choice of making the default language Python, Scala, SQL, or R. We'll stay with SQL. And we'll keep using the Quickstart cluster because we're going to create a table, the diamonds table again, and we'll bring in the customers table and join them. So when you create a new notebook, you're opened with one empty cell. You can create as many cells as you want for code or text, and delete them as you wish. In this case, we're still connected to the Quickstart cluster, but if you weren't, you could just enter some code, and when you try to run it, you'll be prompted to connect to a cluster. So let's put some code in. I've typed it out so you don't have to watch me fix all my typos. We'll create the diamonds table again. Let's paste that code in, and we'll run this cell. Spark job. There's the same table with the ID number, the caret, cut, and color again. We'll add another cell, and let's create table customers. with the file, store, tables, customers path. And we'll select all those columns to display. Then you can join the diamonds table with the customers table on the ID and display that. So there you have the customers table joined with the diamonds table. And now you've created 2 notebooks with some data and some clusters. And at this point, you might want to know more about navigating around Databricks. So you've already learned that the Databricks icon brings you back to the welcome page. The home icon will show you your notebooks. The workspace icon won't be very different for you because the community edition is a simplified version and you're not sharing this with other users. But if you build up a lot of notebooks and other data, you'll see them here in recents, or you can look on the front of the welcome page and see them in the center. Also displays your recent notebooks. You'll see your data. You have your diamonds table that Databricks supplied, the customers table that you supplied, and the join on customers and diamonds. Then in your clusters, you'll see your Quickstart cluster. You won't see any jobs because that's not available in the community edition. You'll see those in the full Databricks platform. And of course, you can use search to search for, say, your first notebook. Well, that's my demonstration of getting started with Databricks. But I'd also like to share with you more about what there is to look forward to learning about in Databricks. Some of the features that will be very useful are built on Apache Spark. That's the machine learning library, which is a scalable machine learning library that delivers high quality algorithms usable in Java, Scala, and Python, and a graph computation engine for you to interactively build, transform, and reason about graph structured data with a library of common algorithms. You can also learn about the Lakehouse paradigm. Now that's a very exciting feature because it was just recently introduced in the Apache Spark and AI Summit, and it is a solution for a common problem that if you're a data professional already, you may well know about, which is that you typically have a choice between data warehouses or data lakes. Data warehouses usually provide you with a lot of structure, business intelligence, and reporting capacities, but they don't give you the freedom of working on data science, machine learning, AI, real-time capabilities that data lakes provide. So the Lakehouse paradigm combines both of those. The Lakehouse paradigm starts out as a data lake, but it adds a structured transactional layer, bringing not only structure, but quality, governance, and performance to data lakes. As you can see, here it is starting out as a data lake with your structured data, say images, videos, audio, and text. And then the structured transactional layer is the Delta Lake. And that provides you the output in for various use cases like streaming analytics, business intelligence, data science, or machine learning. What makes the Delta Lake possible are these properties. Delta Lakes have ACID transactions. ACID stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Atomicity is particularly interesting because it provides for operations that complete fully or not at all, which means that you won't have operations that complete partially and just provide you with poor data quality and confusion in your data. It also provides for scalable metadata handling, unified streaming and batch data processing, and it's a single source of truth. Thanks to the Delta Lake transaction log, which is an ordered record of every transaction ever performed on the Delta Lake table since its inception. So I hope that information provides you with enough for you to get started with Databricks and entices you to try it because of some of the exciting features. Thank you very much for listening.